but so there are sort of existence proofs for great organizing principles that aren't that complicated in biology. Now, there are certainly many things that are contingent too. Why do we have 5 fingers and not 4 or 6? Probably contingent, and why we know for sure why the land on Earth is not ruled by dinosaurs was highly contingent, and things might have been quite different, except that an asteroid or meteor crashed into the Earth, and so now we just have birds, not anyway. So I don't think there'll be a theory of everything in biology. For that matter, I don't really think there's a theory of everything in physics, or ever will be. But but there can be great generalizations, and I think at least one great generalization is yet to come.
So that's interesting. I feel like it's not very common for, I don't know if I've ever heard a theorist say that I don't think there's going to be a single unified theory or a theory of everything, because I feel like that's kind of the ultimate goal that so many of us have marched for so long.
Well, maybe it's, I think, partly a matter of semantics. I like much better than a theory of everything. I liked Steve Weinberg's phrase, which is a final theory. So now, a final theory, if you think about what a final theory means, it means that you stop looking for a better theory. So that could happen in different ways. The optimistic way is that you find a theoretical framework that is beautiful in some tangible way, in some widely perceived way, that's very difficult to change without wrecking it. And that explains a lot about how the world works when you spell it out. That I think is possible. It's possible we'll get there. We've gotten a long, long way along that road already, remarkably. If you think about the kinds of speculations that the ancient Greek philosophers had, or even that Isaac Newton had, or even James Clerk Maxwell has, things have come a long, long way. Or even Einstein. He had vague ideas about a unified theory, but now we've really made big steps in that direction with numbers and facts, and I think it's conceivable we'll reach a final theory in that sense. It may even be that string theory will be a final theory in that sense. I hasten to add that it's not there yet by any means. No one has derived even a single significant empirical consequence from it. So, or demonstrated at any but the most hand waving level how it could give the parts of physics we already know about. So I don't accept that it's even a candidate theory. It hasn't earned the status of candidate theory of everything yet, but it might. And that's the optimistic way. Is that, or I shouldn't say theory of everything. Final theory of everything. We'll come back to. That'll never happen. The pessimistic scenario is that you'll have a final theory because people just, we have a really, really good theory that explains a lot. And that people just, but not everything. There are loose ends here and there. It's not as beautiful as it could be. But it just gets people get tired of it. You know, they are trying to improve it because it already covers a vast range of phenomena. The phenomena that it might not explain, you have to go to very extreme conditions to set up, like, you know, bigger and bigger accelerators, and people say, "Oh, it's just not worth the money. It's not worth the time. Who cares?" I mean, that's another way you could have a final theory, and that's also, I'm afraid, not unrealistic. That things could happen that way. Okay, but in any case, a final theory, I think, could happen, and we may even be approaching it by either one of those two routes. But it won't be a theory of everything if you could achieve that. Clearly, it's not a theory of everything. It's not a theory of love or human harmony or war or bring it a little more down to earth. It's not a theory of how you make minds, how minds work. You know, very, very striking phenomena in the world that we'd like to would not be even advanced, let alone solved by so-called theory of everything. It's not a theory of everything. It's a very, very specialized aspiration to get a theory that people either don't think they can improve or don't care about improving.